to The Hurt Is the Same. My name is Chantel Johnson, and each show is dedicated to my son, Christopher Johnson, who was the 109 homicide right here in Jackson, Mississippi. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome to The Hurt Is the Same. Wednesday night, it's hump day, hump night. All you didn't get, you won't get, so you might as well tune in to The Hurt Is the Same. I want to welcome you to joining us tonight, 'cause I know you can be a lot of places, but tonight you're stuck at home cooking for those who cooking. You can call in and tell us what you're cooking and tell us how you're going to go vote. I have a guest back here with me tonight. Need no introduction, but I'm going to let her introduce herself.
Thank you for having me back again. My name is Wendy Wilson White. I am still a candidate for Hinds County Circuit Court Judge in Subdistrict 2, and I'm back to encourage your listening audience to go back on November 29th and cast a vote for me a second time. I made it to the runoff.
Well, congratulations on making it to the runoff.
Thank you.
And as I told you all, I'm going to bring her back every week because, you know, I know my people. You got to talk to them so they can know that it's real and that, hey, this is what you need in your life. And as you all know, if I put my stamp on it, I'm a holder to each and every word. That's why we got to get up in there, because, see, y'all ain't going to watch them. You ain't going to watch them. You ain't going to watch them like Miss John's going to watch them. So you might as well go vote. While you got the people over your house for the holidays, we ain't talking about them out of towners now. We talking about the locals. Let them know how important voting is here locally, because as I told you, this is a very, very important race. Circuit, clerk, judge. It don't get no higher than that. I'm just letting you know. So I'm gonna let her tell you a little bit about her credentials. And hey, I'm loving this new car. For number one, I like the size of it.
Let me tell them about myself. I was born and raised in Jackson. Spent my early years on Barrett Avenue around the corner from Jim Hill High School. I went on to graduate from Provine, Tougaloo College, Clark, Atlanta, with my MBA in Finance Law School from Mississippi College School of Law in 2001. I've been practicing law here in Jackson and Hinds County for 21 years at this point. Currently, I'm an assistant district attorney in Hinds County, have been for almost 3 years at this point. March will be 3 years. Prior to that, for 6 years, I was a chief city prosecutor for the city of Jackson. 13 years before I started to fight crime, I was a civil litigator, and as a part of that, what I did was, file claims in my plaintiff's practice, and then I defended lawsuits when I was a defense attorney. And for 3 of those 13 years, I was a mental health attorney advocate with Disability Rights Mississippi. And what we did on a daily basis was provide legal representation for Mississippians who live with mental health issues and other disabilities to make sure their rights were being protected, that they weren't being violated. So I would bring to the bench very broad experience, 21 years of, being inside the courtroom, trying cases, preparing for cases, resolving cases, arguing motions, you name it. I have been in court on a very regular basis, from justice court, county court, municipal court, and now circuit court.
All right. Now, it don't get no better than that now. I don't even know what else to tell you, because I don't think nobody else running neck to neck with that. And as I told you, as a mother who had a child with mental illness, I have so many people calling me with their kids being in the criminal justice system with a history of mental health. And the first thing they say is, they don't understand. They don't understand. Well, I'm here to tell you, here goes somebody that do understand.
And you know what? The beauty of it is that I think I have a good understanding of what I don't understand. Right. So I know when it's time to bring professionals in who have a better understanding and knowledge base than I do. And that's what you have to do with mental illness. You have to understand that there are some things you don't know. So we need to bring people in who can explain to us why we're seeing what we're seeing and how to move forward in the right way. So what I would want to do in my courtroom is partner with some mental health professionals so that very early on, when we recognize that mental illness is an issue, we can have someone who's qualified and experienced. You have to know what your limitations are.
Right.
I'm not an expert in every field. So I have to know how far to go. When I come up to a certain line, I have to defer to someone else. And that's what I would do with mental illness. I would bring people in who can explain to me and the court what's going on and why, so that we can make sure that we are addressing it accurately, adequately, and timely.
Right.
You want to make sure that you serve the people the way they need to be served. You have to meet people where they are. Everyone's not on the same page.
Most definitely. And we need some people up there that's going to care. Some people that's
definitely
know Jackson. It's only one candidate that's originally from Jackson.
Born and raised
here, that haven't strayed away from us, y'all. That within itself, when a person decides to have a family here, have a career here, that means a lot to me, because you have 50 other states that you could do it in. But to a lot of us, Mississippi is home.
And we do lose
Jackson
good talent.
is home.
We lose good talent, but I was out canvassing and campaigning today, and I ran into one of the citizens of Hinds County in the neighborhood I was in, and he was talking to me about entertaining the idea of moving outside of Jackson. And so my question always is, if you leave, then what? Somebody has to stay here and fight to make it better. We all can't walk away.
Sure right.
It sounds like it's the easy thing to do sometimes, to just walk away and distance yourself. But, I think that the true testament to Jackson is staying here and trying to see if we can make it better, because it has been better.
Sure has.
So I don't think it's impossible for us to go back to that.
And that's where my hope lies in, because I have seen it.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
I have seen it, been a beautiful place.
So you have a reference point.
Yes. I have seen it done the right way, from the governor to the mayor to the judges. I have seen where little people, which is what they call taxpaying citizens, just everyday working people, were able to get in contact with the people that they elected. It wasn't always like this.
Open door.
Where they listened and had a listening ear and cared and addressed your problem in a timely manner. And as I said, this seat is very, very, very important, you all. As I said, when you got the people over for the holidays, talk about voting. Ask them if they registered to vote. Ask them, do they plan on going to vote? And ask them if they taking anyone else with them.
Right.
And if you got a kid that's coming up of age in your household that's able to vote and can't do it this time, make sure in the future they get out there and vote and exercise their right to vote, because we got to get that back into an everyday conversation.
We do. Where
people feel confident that their vote is going to count.
Exactly.
Because many people that I talk to, they have this thing where, Red, they going to do what they want to do anyway. And I tell them, you too. You too. Because, see, I can't change your mind when I'm trying to tell you the only way that you can vote is to bring change. If you want to bring change, you got to vote.
You have to vote.
And it has to be like your driving license. It's a privilege. You got to do everything in your power to be able to protect it and keep it. And know the people that you are voting for. That's one reason why I've been inviting her back to back to back to back, all the way up to it when it's time to go back to the polls. Because you all need to know. You all need to know who you voting for, other than voting for who Granny voted for. Or voting for who your friends voting for, who y'all know. Because, hey, I'm just saying that's what got us in the shape that we in now. And,
right.
Let the truth be told.
It's all about, I tell people, it's about, setting a tone and, creating a good behavior. So what I do is I carry my daughters to the poll with me. My daughters can't vote. They're not near voting age. They're 14 and 4. But I want my children to see me set aside that time. And I want them to recognize how important and precious it is. So hopefully I'm leaving with them something that they'll carry forward. They'll be able to draw from that and say, well, I used to go to the polls and watch my mom vote. I used to get the sticker,
That's the same.
I think that speaks volumes.
Yes, it does. And that's just like my boys. I did the same thing. And not only that, as a parent, I'm just going to tell y'all, I love being petty sometimes. It's just a privilege that we have, And when I used to have to go with my granny and vote, and I wasn't old enough to vote, you used to have to hold the signs, you used to have to get the water, you had to go to somebody's car and get their package, they little billfold, they unsnap with their cigarettes in.
I remember
you had to do everything. You was really like the water boy on the football field. So with my boys, I did the same identical thing. Go here, go there, go here, go there. This your duty, And my next to the oldest son, we had changed. We had moved. And he didn't want to vote in the area we had moved out of. Mm-hmm. He wanted to vote where we was.
Okay.
I didn't even have to say nothing. He went down there a day before the deadline.
And changed his registration.
And when he told me, of course, I acted firm like, hey, that procrastinating stuff, waiting on the last minute, so-and-so. Then when I got off that phone, I did the happy thing.
Yes.
Yeah, boy, But I still had to stand firm as a parent because he know I don't like procrastinating. Time is something that I do not play with. And as I tell people, I probably got a U in talking in school for those who know me, but making use of my time, I never got a U in. So
I remember those S's and U's.
Oh yes, ma'am. I still grade my children on it to this day.
Satisfactory, unsatisfactory.
That's right.
You took me way back.
That's all I know. So it is satisfactory for you to vote for WWW. That's the best way because I know my people ain't good with names. I know y'all forgetful. So I'm going to put it on a platform and something that you can get in your spirit. Because WWW.
You can't forget
That's the nickname. Y'all go on nicknames now. You remember a nickname before you remember a real name. So this nickname is WWW.
Easy to remember.
Very, very easy to remember. And if anybody want to call in and have any questions, 1-800-492-5186. And you can ask anything you want to ask. And if you don't want to ask, you can say what you want to say about any subject. But as of right now, we talking about voting. Because see, if I had my way, I'd walk to each house and put some whole oil on y'all porch. Along with this tape to it. And plant the seed and walk out. But see, now y'all got them ring doorbells and don't want nobody on your porch. Neighborhoods ain't safe. Too many bushes and empty houses. So I just got to stay on the corner where you can see me. That's what these people have to do.
I've had conversations with those ring doorbells.
I know. It's like an answer machine to me.
It is.
It's just an up-to-date answer machine. Answer machine that's been combined with the nosy neighbor that used to stay across the street and used to sit in her favorite chair.
Put her out of business.
They put her out of business. Because see, she used to sit in that favorite chair at that front door
and
tell you what that car going down the street and what house it's going to, what time they come through,
how long it stayed,
and all that. So that's what the ring doorbells have done. Put everybody out of business but the candy lady. Because she still knows. That's why y'all keep her quiet. Y'all keep he or she quiet of them candy ladies and candy men because they know the business. And they get out and vote. So why don't you do like them? Go vote. Matter of fact, go with them. They probably need a ride. Refining justice. I love that.
And how I came to that is because I tell people, times have changed, and I feel like we need to change.
Most definitely.
The fight we fought years ago, that's not working. So we need to try something new and different. Everything else has come to 2022. We need to come to 2022.
Most definitely.
You have to be prepared to change.
Now, I'm going to ask you just so they can know. Because it's hearing it and not hearing it, I want you to hear it. Tell them all the areas you cover at the bottom
my precincts.
of your thing. Your precincts. Real quick.
Jackson Medical Mall, Walton Elementary, 2 churches in Fondren, the Presbyterian Church and Fondren Church, Mega Evans Municipal Library, Grove Park, Golden Key, Powell Middle School, Faith Presbyterian Church, Boyd Elementary, Chastain Elementary, the fire station on North State Street, number 7, Collins on Northside Drive, Green Elementary, McWillie Elementary, Fresh Start Christian Church, Tougaloo Community Center, Aldergate United Methodist, Hanging Moss Church of Christ, New Hope, China Grove, Fire Station number 26, Flag Chapel, that's at Presidential Hills, Brownsville Volunteer Fire Station, McLean Volunteer Fire Station, Pine Grove Missionary Baptist Church on 49, and then St. Paul United Methodist Church.
Well, you got a lot of places to go, I can tell you
no excuse, one near you.
And everything, but the last 1, 2, 3.
Those 4 in the county.
Yeah, man, that's walking distance. That's walking distance.
There's one near you.
For number 1, Medical Mall. Everybody be through there all the time. Walter. Now you know the hood, y'all know where that's at. Cause the teachers calling y'all up there for them cheering every day. So just go that day and see by them days you ain't been going. That's the day for you to go and you can vote and you can kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Now don't get no better than that. And you'll give them something to gossip good about you about it at the school. They'll be like, "Dad, is that girl a boy here? She came up here today and handled her business when she voted." Shock them. That Meg Evans. Now, y'all know, y'all ain't returned them library books. You all on them cards. That's a good time to go up there and kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Grove Park. Now, y'all know y'all can skip and a hop over there where y'all at. Every street over there, y'all so close, you can hold hands and just line up and go on down through there. You know, it's just that easy.
It's not hard.
Golden Key. You know I love y'all. I know everybody up in there voting. And visitors, you better go in peace or you gonna leave with the police over there. So I'm just giving you a heads up. They gonna open you with love over there, but I'm just telling you, you go over there arguing with your auntie about she spent too much off your car the same day you go vote. That ain't the one for you to be making no noise. You better be quiet. You better be on your best behavior over there. I love them people over there. Powell Middle School, same thing. Just watch the dinosaur prints. They call potholes. Just swirl around them and get on down now. Boy, now I know y'all teachers over there, y'all probably told the parents all year about voting, cause that's part of y'all curriculum over there. Y'all talk about it. Chastain. Get all your people. Get all your people. Oh, we got a caller. Oh. Call a commercial. You better be more specific with that. You better put something else on the side of it, friend, so I can know. All right, y'all. It's time for a commercial. We'll be right back. Stay tuned. Can you share this? Because I'm in Facebook jail. Unfortunately.
Wilson White. I'm a candidate for Hinds County Circuit Court Judge District 2. I was born here and I stayed here. I'm a graduate of Provine High School, Tougaloo College, and Mississippi College School of Law. I've been practicing law here in Jackson and Hinds County since 2001. I have 21 years of trial and courtroom experience, and for the past 8 years, I've been prosecuting crime. I'm running for circuit court judge because I want to redefine justice. We don't deserve to feel unsafe on the streets of Jackson and Hinds County, and you don't deserve to see your families and loved ones killed. We deserve to have a judicial system we can all believe in, and you deserve to have a judge who will hold people accountable. People who live with mental illness deserve fair treatment from our judicial system. We need to educate our children about crime and how they will be held responsible for their actions. We deserve to see our children grow old. They should not be defendants or victims of crime at such early ages. You deserve a judge who is fair and impartial, experienced, and dedicated to the places you and I call home. I want to be the difference our city, county, and court deserve. On November 8th, I need your vote. Please vote Wendy Wilson White, WWW, Hinds County Circuit Court Judge, District 2.
Have you had your Earth Blend coffee today? At Earth Blend Coffee, we take pride in offering you the very best of beans across the world, blended and roasted to perfection, giving you superior quality and satisfying and flavorful taste. Experience the world in one cup with Earth Blend Coffee.
To order, visit earthblendcoffee.co now.
Do you have something to say? Do you want your voice heard? Join the We Believe Global lineup. Be the star of your own show. For more info, call 800-492-5186, option number 1, or visit online at webelieve.global.
Welcome back to the Heard Is the Same. Baby, I was in that commercial. Did y'all see that commercial? Baby, that commercial is fire. I love that commercial there. Hey, if you don't get out and vote on a commercial like that, y'all gonna sleep the bag. That's what gonna happen. You gonna mess around and sleep bingo and sleep the bag. And then when them other people and them children go to getting in trouble, don't be come calling me talking about Red. Who on the bench? And you know I'm gonna start screaming to the top of my lung and cussing you out with every word I can think of. So don't be waking my people up when I'm getting you my people now. Don't be waking these people up here, cause you know they insane. You know, cause you know I care too much. So when y'all call me about them problems with them children, and the time is now for you to get educated on who you need to put up there that's gonna care. And I'm gonna remind you again, y'all can sit around here and act like them children didn't take no reading you want to. You can act like they didn't give them all the help they need under the age of 18 and start locking them up over the age of 19 if you want to. Now here goes somebody that understand that and know how to deal with that. And instead of them coming to your girl or your boy with a plea bargain, you gonna have somebody that say, hold up, we need a mental evaluation. I need more information. I need the experts to come tell me, is he faking and shaking?
Or this is legit.
Or is this legit? Because that right there ain't even going on. That's why half of them where they at. And then when you talk to these sheriffs and these wardens or these jailhouses, they like, Miss Johnson, I run a jailhouse. I don't run no mental ward, but 65% of the people that's in my facility is mental illness. You know? But that comes from a judge not identifying the problem before. So I just want to let y'all know and break it down to you so you can understand it now. Because that's what's going to happen. And you won't have to pay for no mental evaluation because we ain't asked you to. That's on the courts once the judge asks for it. We ain't talking about your defense attorney and your prosecutor. We talking about the judge. So I want to let you know how important that seat is and how important it is to put the right person up there.
Life changing. Because
I'm going to bring her back all the way up until it's time to vote. Hell, I wish we can go on air 30 minutes before you leave to go vote. Because I know how y'all attention span is.
How is it?
It ain't so good. God working on all of us. God just working on all of us. And hey, I'm going to tell you again, he on the main line, so you better call him up and tell him what you want. And put some work into www.
Wendy Wilson White.
All right now, cause I'm going to tell you, you're going to have somebody else up on there now. Go do your homework. Go do your homework. But you already know, once I put my stamp on, it's solid. Like I said, I'm watching everybody. And if you want to be able to say, I'm glad I voted for you, or I hate I voted for you, depending on how life treats you, you got to be able to vote to say either one of them things.
You're right.
That's all I'm telling you now. If you don't, ain't no use you saying nothing. Because she actually is breaking it down to you all, and especially my people, I really want y'all to understand, especially these boys. Mm-hmm. These boys especially, because they almost extinct. Literally. If you all, they are like saber-tooth tigers. It ain't that many around. Okay, we got a caller. Hello, caller. Welcome to the Heard It's the Same.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, how you doing?
How y'all doing today? Miss Wilson, Miss Chantia, how y'all doing?
Fine, how are you?
So, I'm good. My name is Janita Brooks. So, I was calling because I'm a normal tune-in. I normally tune in on the show, and then I'm going to show myself. And when I seen you, I for sure wanted to call, to ask the question that I wanted to ask. With being someone running for the seat that you are, being that it has been, I know that your commercial and your, it says about, starting with our children, which is very important, but I wanted to know, was there any focus on the domestic violence rise that's been going on in the city of Jackson? And, if there is a plan for that, putting an end to it or putting an example out there where people think twice, about the domestic violence choices that they make. Do you have a plan? And if so, what is that plan?
Yes. I realized how prevalent domestic violence is. I was a chief city prosecutor for the city of Jackson for 6 years before I joined the district attorney's office as an assistant DA. Domestic violence is very, very, very serious. And what we would normally, the first thing you want to look at is, what was going on at the time? How serious, the altercation was, what it stems from, whether or not it was verbal, it was physical, whether or not weapons have been involved. And so on the misdemeanor side, what we would do a lot of times is we would require or strongly encourage the defendant to attend anger management classes, because what you want to do is deal with the underlying anger issues so that you know how to de-escalate a situation. Now, once you come over into circuit court with domestic violence, then you're talking about much more serious injuries, and you're talking about weapons being involved more likely than not. So now you're dealing with a different animal. And so in addition to addressing the offender, I always wanted to pay attention to the victim, because the victims need counseling. Mm-hmm. There's something special about being victimized. You don't just walk away whole and healthy after you've been victimized. So we will also try to offer counseling services, and sometimes they will go together, because sometimes the domestic violence incident would be two-sided. Both of them would have a charge, but we always try to push them towards or encourage them to participate in anger management. That may be a part of the offer that the prosecutor's office would offer them. If you go and, successfully complete this anger management class, and depending on how serious, the case was, it may have been intensive anger management, which meant that you went to more counseling sessions and you had to graduate from that. And the counselor would come back and attest to the fact that you did participate, you did so willingly, and, they felt like you got what you needed from that class, so that we wouldn't have to worry about you repeating that same behavior. So I do realize that domestic violence is a growing concern, and that's where a lot of these other violent crimes, homicides are stemming from. They're domestic in nature. The two people know each other. They have a relationship. These are not strangers. It's not just by happenstance that people are doing what they're doing. They have relationships. The relationships go sour. Things escalate. They go from 0 to 100 fast. And now you have someone who's been hurt.
Well, domestic violence, I fought domestic violence and mentally ill hand in hand, because they were so dear to my heart. I lost my sister, and this guy that she dated for over 20 plus years.
Had he always been abusive?
No. Had never showed an ounce of abuse or nothing. I'm talking about he killed my sister and shot my 2-year, she's my great niece, but at the time she was 2 years old. And at the other time, my sister, 2 children was there with their grandchildren was there at the same time that they lost their mom, and my niece's daughter got shot. So as a family, as a sister, I know firsthand what a family goes through.
He had no history of domestic violence?
Had no history. In our case, he was the best thing that happened to her. Mm-hmm. She laughed, she loved. Matter of fact, she had just nursed him back from a stroke.
Oh, so he had some other things going on.
She had just nursed him back from a stroke. I'm talking about took care of him. She was a nurse. I'm talking about she took care of him hand
Well,
and feet.
if I may say, before I let you all go, that, you know, I'm speaking in a couple of different perspectives. I'm speaking of a perspective of a Jacksonian business owner, mother, now single mother, and whom was just in a relationship that was not abusive in any type of way, no physical fighting in any way. And when it ended just here about 4 years ago, the other party was, you know, I don't know if it was just going through some mental illness issues, and this is being serious when I say this, going through mental illness issues and also dealing with the battle of under the influence. You know, I cried out and I stood before judges and, you know, made multiple charges, years and years, you know, multiple charges. And still to this day, my sister was helping me through that, you know, and was living a fearful life. But because I am a strong person, I was looked at, and probably was looked at when I stood before the judge, as a strong person who can handle her own or protect herself. You know what I mean? And that's who I am to my family. And I had my sister, and I have been that, and I've had, thank God, I've been protected. But I had my sister here to help me through those moments, and as a single parent, you know, being a big sister, and just now losing her to a domestic violence issue. And I'm just thinking that I know that the children are our focus, and they should be, but when it comes to our children, we do have to set examples. You know what I mean? And if there's an example, even throwing myself in the fire, because I've been that woman or young lady who was so mad and made decisions or provoked someone. You know what I mean? Like, I've been there. I'm 36 years old. So it's just like, I think that we should set example for our kids that, hey, we're going to start with, you are the focus, but these adults are going to be made an example out of. Even throwing myself into the fire. If you're going to decide to do something that's domestic violence involved, or you're not going to walk away, or you can't make the choice, you can't be the adult to walk away or to not do, you know, other criminal things, then we're going to execute this to the fullest extent of the law. Like, you're going to be charged to the fullest extent of the law. Because the children are still suffering from those actions as well, because they're still losing a mother, they're still losing a father, or a family member, or a household person. You know, no one wins, and the kids are still hurt. And even then, they grow up to feel like, oh, I can put my hands on my girlfriend, or if I'm so mad enough, I can, you know, shoot my boy or stab my, you know what I mean? It still,
we have to be careful about the lessons we're teaching them. Or what we allow them to see, even when we don't think we're teaching them. You know, us sitting back and allowing them to see it.
Well, you know, we gonna have to do like Madison and everybody else. When I say that, I mean, when a crime come before a judge and it is brutal, we got to go to the top. You know, Jackson have a history with the judges of just going low and the middle, in the middle. They never go to the top. You know, Madison judges and Rankin County judges and Isabella and all the other counties, I'm always saying our judges are under the same statute of the law as they are.
And this is what I tell people. You know what? I understand that, because the law applies evenly to everyone. You know, there's no choice of person. No one is entitled to any leniency in this situation and someone else not. The law is what it is. But I tell people too, you know, accountability can't be cherry picked. So you buy into this whether you want to or not. The law is what it is, but don't be in support of it if it's someone you don't know.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And not when it's someone you do.
Right. And that's the problem. That is the main
Right.
problem
And not cherry
of
pick
what's
accountability.
going on. And that's why I am campaigning for Miss Wendy, because we gotta change that. So when someone come before as a domestic violence case, and out of the domestic violence case, and one of the partners have lost their life, you know, this person needs to be held accountable. Whatever the law say on the books for capital murder and murder, that's what they need to get.
And I was talking to her too about
Well,
being, when we find the victims, the victims need attention, because I don't know that we always understand how they process that, and why sometimes some cooperate and why sometimes some don't. And I think we need to understand the mental side of that.
Most definitely.
I think a lot goes into that, and we have to understand that dynamic.
I totally.
and I appreciate you for answering, speaking on your plan, and, answering my question. And for sure, I have been following your running, and, I thank you, and good luck on everything.
Thank you. November 29th.
All right, and thank you for
Yes,
calling.
ma'am. I'll see you then.
Thank you.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Domestic violence, it is, as you say, it mostly stems from that. There's so many cases, gun violence, most of it stems from domestic.
I had a case when I was working with the city where this young lady said that the young man had held her against his will, and he had fought her all through the night and did all of this. And then so when we were gearing up for trial, when she came back, she had tears in her eyes, and she said, listen, I've been getting phone calls. Strange people have been coming to my house. I've been being threatened. She said, I have to think about my children.
And
She said,
drop the charge.
we wouldn't let, it was not drop them, but you can't make them come back.
I know.
And if they've sworn out that affidavit, where's my witness?
Right.
Now, if the officer swore out the affidavit, I can
That's
go
different.
forward without
Right,
you.
right, I know.
But she told me, she said, listen, I have to think about my children. And I know I can't give you that. We can give you a protective order, but
Right.
how far that goes. And how much of a sense of safety and security
Right.
a protective order gives you. So what can still happen, unfortunately. Right. It just depends on the person's determination to do what they're not supposed to do. So we can't be with them at all times. And unfortunately, the victim knows that, and that's reality.
Yeah, that's
reality. None of us can control that. And JPD can't be everywhere all the time, especially when you're talking about a domestic situation that they have no insight in.
Well, the community got to get involved.
Exactly.
When you hear somebody arguing and you see it escalating, and you see this car pull off or this car pull up, you looking at it.
Exactly.
That is the problem.
But see,
now.
the candy lady, that she doesn't want to get, not the new candy lady, don't want to get involved.
The new one, they don't want to get involved because they selling cigarettes. See, the old candy lady was just selling loose top papers. I'm just going to be honest with you. They were just selling loose top papers and 1.5.
So see, we have to have people participate in the process, and we don't always have that.
You have to, and the sad part about it is the neighbors and the neighborhood, you're the first line of defense for your neighbors, But
people have that code.
And the hurt that's being caused out of these domestic, it's so much that started from domestic. I think probably like 98% of the problems in Jackson start from domestic.
And I look at the young men and I say, how is it that you come to be so controlling and possessive at such an early age? And what goes on in your mind to make you think you can take ownership of someone like that?
Hurt. And even back in the day, I used to hear people say, there was one thing my granny didn't allow. And I come up in the house with 13 boys, and when the girls cried, it was, they babied us up and kissed on our forehead and, gave whatever we had to do, they calmed us. But in my household, my granny did not allow for nobody to say boys couldn't cry. But in every other house in that cul-de-sac, their grandparents and mothers told them, boy, you cry too much.
Mm-hmm.
Stop crying, this and that.
Now they holding it in.
Now they're holding it in.
Lashing out some other way.
Lashing it out some other way. But in our household, my granny used to make sure when she seen us hurting, she would listen to us and she would hear us, but she would also tell us, take it to the closet. Take it to the closet. And my cousin them, I think about my cousin Emmett. When he growed up, he growed up. But as a child, he was so scary. Really? He was so scary. He would cry at a dropping of a dime. And he was like, Chantel, she chasing me. I was like, the girl don't want you. Why are you running and crying? He was like, I'm scared. She chasing me. But he was able to express those emotions. Mm-hmm. He was able to cry and it would be all right when he felt scared. When he felt anything that he needed to be able to shed a tear for. We wasn't raised to ball it in. Mm-hmm. If
it's coming out at some point.
It's coming out, and when one cry in our house, everybody rushing to the one that cried to love on them to see what is going on, and then all of us marching him to granny. Joseph crying. Emmy crying. Because we want to know what are they crying for.
Right.
And after that, and by that time, my grandma said, what y'all crying for?
Everybody crying.
Everybody crying. Because that boy is crying.
You felt it.
So if we also got to get back to letting these young men know it is okay to express your feelings. Yes. It is okay when your heart is hurting. It is okay to get a hug. It is okay to shed a tear.
To be human.
Not just at funerals.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. If you laid on your light beam and you need to cry. It's just that simple. It's just that easy. Because when somebody come up to you and say something to you and you mad about that,
exactly,
you gonna bleed on somebody who didn't cut you.
It stems from somewhere. It
always stems from somewhere. Just like, hey, gotta get back out and vote. We gotta get back out and vote. I cannot stress to you all how important it is and how many variables that goes in with voting. Cause you see what it is now without voting. I just got to keep reminding you all of that. All right. Stay tuned. Hold what you got, because at the end of the show, I got an update for you that's going to blow your socks off.
Have you had your Earth Blend coffee today? At Earth Blend Coffee, we take pride in offering you the very best of beans across the world, blended and roasted to perfection, giving you superior quality and satisfying and flavorful taste. Experience the world in one cup with Earth Blend Coffee.
To order, visit earthblendcoffee.co now.
Do you have something to say? Do you want your voice heard? Join the We Believe Global lineup. Be the star of your own show. For more info, call 800-492-5186, option number 1, or visit online at webelieve.global. Advertise on webelieve.global, a brand new digital media platform. Share your brand with our audience on our many global live stream TV broadcasts and over the radio. For more info, visit webelieve.global or call 800-492-5186, option 1.
Hi, I'm Q Talicia Garrett. I am here to introduce our new South Development and Training Outreach Hour every Tuesday at 2 p.m. Give you information on how to become a part of the programs through USDA and Farm Service Agency. We can be reached at 678-779-9468. We can also be found online at newsoutreach.com.
SocratesGarrettENT.com is a diversified firm specializing in recycled aggregates and crushed concrete. SocratesGarrettENT.com's recycled materials provide the construction industry with significant economic and environmental benefits by recycling clean concrete rubble into M.Dot grade rock materials. Recycled aggregates and crushed concrete can be applied to driveways, road construction, bank protection, parking lots, general bulk fills, and more. By using SocratesGarrettENT.com's crushed concrete products, anyone from homeowners to general contractors can help reduce landfilled concrete waste, conserve natural resources, and gain significant economic savings on materials and disposal costs. For more information, please call 601-896-0084 or visit us online at SocratesGarrettENT.com. SocratesGarrettENT.com is a diversified firm specializing in recycled aggregates and crushed concrete. SocratesGarrettENT.com's recycled materials provide the construction industry with significant economic and environmental benefits by recycling clean concrete rubble into M.Dot grade rock materials. Recycled aggregates and crushed concrete can be applied to driveways, road construction, bank protection, parking lots, general bulk fills, and more. For more information, please call 601-896-0084 or visit us online at SocratesGarrettENT.com.
Welcome back to the Here's the Saint. I'm going to ask y'all to call 1-800-492-5186. And hey, that PEPT, whatever that stuff is, that y'all got them extra groceries. Hey, y'all make sure y'all tell them folk to make sure y'all get out and vote. So I'm going to let Miss White run it down to you one more time.
Again, my name is Wendy Wilson White. I am still a candidate for Hinds County Circuit Court Judge in Subdistrict 2. I have made it to the runoff. November 29th is the runoff election date. That's the Tuesday after Thanksgiving. From what I'm hearing, the weather will be nice, so we won't have an excuse on that side. I hope you all will take the time, make the sacrifice to exercise your voice in the process and come back out and vote. But not only vote for me. I've shared with you my experience and my qualifications. I feel like I'm very uniquely qualified to sit on the bench as your next circuit court judge in Hinds County. Judge Tommy Green is retiring after years of very dedicated service to this city, county court, and I'm seeking to fill that seat. I'm born and raised here in Jackson, been practicing law here in Jackson for over 21 years. I have plaintiff's experience, which means I've filed lawsuits, I've defended lawsuits, I've represented the mentally ill, and for the last 8 years, I've done my part and more as it relates to trying to make Jackson and Hinds County safer places for all of us to live. So I'm asking you to just come back out to the polls this one more time. This one last time on November 29th and cast your vote in support of me. WWW.
And as you know, I'm with them. And let me tell y'all something. If y'all don't put it in there, when I get to write this book that's better than help number 2, nah, don't come back talking about you gonna wish you would have got a day in that, because then I'm gonna have them. And we gonna take off. We gonna be up there with them real commas then. We gonna still be right here in Mississippi spending the money right here where y'all seeing us in there.
Right.
And I'm gonna rub it in your face just like y'all did with Jim Hood, because y'all know y'all disappointed me with that. And I had been asking that man to run 15 years prior to when he decided to run. So don't do like that. Don't sleep the bag. Don't sleep the jackpot now. Because I know y'all will. So I'm going to tell you again. When you got them people over there, and the one they going to bring them to go place when you done told them ain't no to go place. When you talk to them about the vote. The one that going to come told all the place out of there and bring her own to go place. Tell them about the vote. And the one that ain't got no car, you got to take them place over there for them children. Tell them about voting. The one that owed you and paid you back on that card, tell them about that vote. And the ones of y'all that's going to take that ride on down that highway, baby, to that boat. I know you. You ain't fooling me. On the holidays, early Friday morning, vote. Talk about that vote. Just put it in your everyday conversation, because that is exactly how important it is.
Have a conversation about it.
And for I'm in Facebook jail, y'all, so don't try to hit me up on I just want to let you know. For the people who have been asking me about my hair, go to my Facebook page, LaShondra. As you all know, we come up on True Vine Baptist Church bench together. I've been knowing her just as long as I've been knowing myself. And for the veterans around here, y'all know old Jesse Washington. That's old Jesse Washington granddaughter. So, and everybody that's around our area, I know y'all vote. Because you know your grandparents will shake your spirit and pinch your big toe. We know you vote. Now, I ain't going to say nothing about that girl or boy up in there that's one of them convicted people that can't vote. But I'm going to tell you like this right here. Check the rules. Because laws have changed. Don't be thinking the old way.
Double check.
Do your homework. And let me tell you, for some of y'all that's able to get your rights back and vote, who haven't been able to vote, guess what? When you do get reinstated with the vote, that's how you get your lick back. Go check. Go do your homework. Because it's a privilege to be proud of. More prouder than driving license, to be honest with you, if you ask me. So, any other thing anybody want to talk about? You know, I didn't run down too many topics today. For number one, I seen something briefly about the mayor is talking to the legislator about the crime. So if he is, and if that is true, I won't come see you after the holiday, little mama. That means you on track. Thank you, baby. I won't have to come pay you no visit. But the rest of y'all, who I've been asking y'all to talk to these people about homicides, and y'all want to talk about the water and the streets and everything else, after the holiday, I'm be looking you up on Hines County Land Road if I don't be up in your office. Hey, how you doing? So, other mothers, I'm encourage you all, if you have lost a child, if you have lost a sibling and your parents is not here and you want to stand in the gap for them, I want to encourage you to get in contact with Miss Felicia Marshall with Grant Me Justice. Come get loved on. Come to our meetings. And, hey, just be around some people that's just like you, that feel what you feel. For the people who have suffered a loss and don't feel like cooking, it's okay. If you want to stay at the house and not do nothing, don't let nobody tell you nothing wrong with it. It is okay. I want to encourage you all, what is grieving? What do grieving look like? When people tell you you haven't grieved or you're grieving too much, tell them to show you the definition of them and then show you the time frame on it, because it varies per individual. So with that being said, if you ain't going to bring love to anybody, just leave everything else alone. Hey, and as you all know, I made a post on my Facebook page talking to the parents of those boys that's incarcerated, that's in jail for killing my son. I'm talking to the family members, I'm talking to the community, I'm talking to the aunties, I'm talking to the uncles, I'm talking to anybody that know anything about that case. It's 2 boys in jail. Everybody seen it on the news, seen them, they went and got them from New York and all this and all that. But I want to let you all know this right here. It's 2 boys out there. Y'all turn your children in. Get them to do the right thing. Please do. Cause you spending my money and you're spending my resources, but guess what? I got time every day. I got time every day. Big shouts out to JPD. You all want to talk about them people, but you don't want to help them. You know, and you don't want to see what they need to get resources. Because I'm going to tell you one thing. You can down them. But if your child was killed here, it's in their jurisdiction. It ain't nowhere around them. You're going to have to work with them. You're going to have to work with them. People has been bringing it to my attention of these things that's called switches that they are putting on guns. That is totally illegal. But it makes the gun shoot over 40 rounds a second. And as a judge, how do you feel about that? And it is the new trending thing.
I have not heard anything about switches. It
is a thing that called, you know, I nickname everything. The name of it switch, but hell, I call it a kicker because it is, excuse my language, it is kicking lives out of here to heaven or hell.
Was it some type of enhancement?
It is a enhancement that you put on a gun, a little bitty box. and you slide it on any gun, and it will make the rounds shoot super rapidly. And
so it gives you speed.
Super speed. I'm talking about like the speed of sound. Yes. And that is what these gentlemen is putting on these guns for humans.
Why?
I have no idea, because it is...
You know, we're going to have to get back to a very basic point of putting more value on life.
Most definitely.
How did we come to a point to where life has no value? When I was growing up, you know, we used to think about getting our first job, getting a driver's license, getting a car, you know, and things of that nature. I think we're missing all of that.
We are.
And I just feel like we have a generation who seems to be losing hope.
Well, I don't know if they think they got 9 lives. I don't know if
they don't seem to be concerned about life. I don't know if they fear death.
You know, I told Mr. Freddie, who is the owner of West Haven, you know, I go up there, you know, I love the employees up there, because most of the people that work up there, they Jacksonians too. Mm-hmm. And I told Mr. Freddie, you know, I've been telling him this every time I go up there to get paper notarized or whatever. I told him, you know, you need to open up 10 more of these things, because hell, they just dying to get in here. It's sad, but it's true.
Dying to get in West Haven.
They dying to get in West Haven. They dying to get in Jackson Memorial. It is like the parents. You know, I remember the time when a kid did some first thing, a parent say, "You're not getting me in trouble. You know, you're not gonna get me in trouble." And that's where your discipline came in. That even if you didn't do nothing, you fit to get ready to do something. They caught you in your tracks and let you know, you not finna get me in trouble. See, it's no more of that. And I also want to encourage the mothers who have lost a child. I look at these numbers, and with someone like myself who go down there consistently, you know, I see mothers who have lost their kids. They come all the way from Atlanta, come from Detroit. You know, they come from all around just to come do what they can in a short period of time that they can. Mm-hmm. But the mothers who live right here, are the same mothers that's not voting, not making sure their household vote, and not coming seeing about their case downtown. And not holding anyone accountable for the wrongdoing.
And it's sad.
You know, and once again, let me tell y'all people something. Y'all been doing wrong so long to where I'm just going to go and tell you this. Jail mean correction. That's why it's called a correctional facility. That mean any crime that you done, I'm going to tell you like my grandmama used to tell me, if you go to jail for it, you ain't good at it, you need to change your profession. Because any wrongdoing that she done, she used to tell her, I didn't get caught, I'm not a criminal, so that mean I'm good at it, that's why I ain't never tried again. But anything you have ever went to jail for, to me, I'm just like my granny, you not good at it. You just ain't good at it.
Hang it up, stop.
Hang it up and stop. Once you get in the jailhouse, and these guards and everybody that's taking these phones in there making you some extra money, let me tell you something. If everybody watch and sweep around their own front door, and I'm going to use myself as an example, I can't use nobody else. The people that in jail for my son's case, you won't be down there on no cellular phone, baby. You would not be on no cellular phone on 109 homicide. I don't have nothing going on with nobody else in there, how they make their money, how they do things. But once you put it in anybody that's in jail for my son's case, you done lost your money. You done lost your money. Because I'm going to know. I'm going to tell you that, I'm going to know. So the best thing for me to tell the guards and everybody, if you ain't making enough money, go get you another job. Go get you another job. Because you are corrupting our children in there and our jailhouse facility. Because I remember the time where jail was a rehab for black people. You went to jail, you stopped doing drugs, you stopped drinking, you got fat, your skin cleared up, until in 6 months you came out. Mama didn't even know who you was. She just broke down crying when she seen you. Because you looked like a child. She didn't know who you were before you went in there. You were losing your mind and the devil was having his way. So look at the pictures on the screen. These are the 2 guys that is incarcerated as we speak now. That white car that you see down there, we have 2 more guys from around that car that we are looking for. Unfortunately, everybody don't do what is right. You know, this fella was way up in New York City, and in court he said he was with his mom. You know, and there's a mother. Well, your child killed my son. You embracing yours and holding him up. And I know they've been watching me because I'm watchable. Yeah, I am. You know, I know before this platform they've been keeping up with me for over a year. And I want them to. Because when I got on that news and stood in front of that police station and said what I had to say, nothing has changed. And I'm going to tell this platform what I have told everybody when I went against Jackson Public Schools, when I went against the criminal justice system, when I went against everybody. When God picked me to be Christopher's mother, he didn't make no mistakes.
Exactly.
And that dirt do not stop nothing. And justice is a must. So I want to thank you all. I want to thank you for coming on with me tonight. You know, tonight, y'all, my sinuses is killing me because Dee, where you at to give me my histamine blocking shot? I've been ringing your phone. I'm blowing you up on the air, girl. Now, answer your phone.
She owe you something.
My histamine blocking shot.
Come on through.
Yeah, come help your cousin out, because you know how my sinuses is. I ain't got to tell you, you live with me. You grew up with me. And Granny ain't here to use that nasal stuff and all that stuff, so come help me, girl.
Help her out.
But I'm going to let Miss WWW, like I said, that's what you remember, close it out, and then you know what I'm going to say at the end.
Wendy Wilson White, I am still a candidate for Hinds County Circuit Court Judge, Subdistrict 2. November 29th is the runoff election day, and I am pleading with all of you to come back out on the 29th, the Tuesday after Thanksgiving, and cast your vote for Wendy Wilson White, WWW, Hinds County Circuit Court Judge, Subdistrict 2. And let me now say thank you again for allowing me to be here.
Yeah, and I'm bringing you back again. I got to look at the calendar. We're going to come every time and tell them the same thing.
I just have a blast here.
Yeah, over and over and over. Me too. It's the lights.
Is that what it is?
The lights, camera, action. Thank you all for tuning in. As I said, this platform is for the community. If you have anything you want to say it however you want to say it. There's no right or wrong way on this platform. I want to thank JPD. I want to thank the detectives for their hard work. And I really want to thank y'all for putting up with my consistency and my determination, because I know y'all hadn't seen a mole like me. He actually broke it when he made me. So, thank you. Thank you to Mr. Garrett for giving me a platform to say what I want to say, because you know I got a lot to say. And at the end of the day, say his name, Christopher.